We will now be practicing our host and SOOL, or wrist grips. Your challenge this week was to try to practice and remember your technique that we started last week so that I would not have to demonstrate it for you before we start practicing. So at this time, I will start doing wrist grip grabs so that you can practice your technique. I will practice with you for cross wrist grips, same side grips, and 2-on-2 grips today. Please listen carefully, and I'll tell you now the wrist grips that you should be able to practice with me today based on your rank. Our white belt should be able to practice cross wrist grip number 1. Once you've practiced cross wrist grip number 1, you won't need to practice any of the other techniques that I talk about with the seniors. So once you've done your techniques, you can fast forward to the end of this section and continue on to our next section, which will be your Hyung review. Green belts, you should be able to practice cross wrist number 1, cross wrist number 2, and same side number 1. Red belts, you should be able to practice cross wrist number 1, cross wrist number 2, same side number 1, and same side number 2. Adults and Dan members, you may have practiced all 4 of the cross wrist grips, all 4 of the same side grips, and all 4 of the 2-on-2 grips. Some of you have not practiced all of them, and that's fine. Of course, you'll just do the ones that you know. And if you can't remember one that you're supposed to know or that you know you've practiced in class before, then please go back to the review videos, which are linked through your email. Those videos will not play as part of the playlist, so you'll have to review them on your own. First, we'll all practice cross wrist grips. I will grab 5 times for cross wrist, and you will practice the technique that you know. So white belts will practice cross wrist number 1. Green belts should practice both 1 and 2. So you'll have to decide if you want to go back and forth or do several of number 1 and then several of number 2. That's up to you. Senior members can do whichever ones they know for cross wrist. So adults and Dans probably know 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will grab 5 times, and then if this is your highest technique, I'll ask you to practice 5 more times, either on your own or by rewinding the video. I will reach as though I'm grabbing cross wrist. Once I have said see Jack, please go through your techniques and key up on your last move. Again, if you're having trouble remembering your wrist grips, please use the review video that is separate from the playlist to go over them. And then you can always come back to this playlist to practice with me grabbing you. So I'll grab, you'll prepare, see Jack. Burrow. I'll grab again. See Jack. Burrow. Prepare yourself. Set. Burrow. Prepare. Net. Burrow. Prepare. Dust. Burrow. White belts are practicing cross wrist number 1. We'll now pause this video. I would like you to practice 5 more times, either on your own or by rewinding this video and practicing again with me. Once you're done and you've done at least 10 repetitions, you'll fast forward to the next video on the playlist, which will be our Hyung review. side grips. So green belts will practice same side number 1. Red belts and up may practice same side number 1, number 2, and if you know them, 3 and 4. As I did with the cross wrist grips, I'll grab 5 times in the video for you to practice. And then, if this is your highest technique that we're practicing this week, I'll ask you to practice again at least 5 more times. With same side grips, your partner is grabbing with their right hand and they're grabbing your left hand. So this side is the hand and foot you'll be moving first. Same side number 1 for our green belts. Same side number 1 and 2 for our red belts. So you decide if you're going back and forth or doing several in a row of each one. And of course, adults or dons who know number 3 or 4 can also practice those. Prepare, C-check. Borrow. Prepare, do. Borrow. Prepare, set. Borrow. Prepare, net. Borrow. Prepare, das. Borrow. If you have not yet learned any 2-on-2 techniques, then you will stick with these same side techniques and practice at least 5 more times, either on your own or by rewinding the video and practicing with me pretending to grab you. Adults and don members can continue to 2-on-2 wrist grips if you have learned them previously. We will now practice our 2-on-2 wrist grips. So once I grab, you'll practice whichever ones that you know. Remember, you can always practice these from our linked videos, which include numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready? C-check. Borrow. Prepare. Do. Borrow. Prepare. Set. Borrow. Prepare. Net. Borrow. Prepare. Das. Borrow. I'd like you to practice at least 5 more repetitions on your own by pausing the video, or you can rewind the video and practice 5 more times with me. Once we've all finished our practice with our Hosh and SOOL this week, we'll bow out together and move on to our hyung practice. Chariot.